Alright, I am moving on to card number 2 of 3 for my February 2018 Stamp Club, and the technique is Emboss Resist. And while this technique has been around for quite a while, there's many new stampers who have never seen it before, so that is the technique I decided to demonstrate for this month. So card number 2 also uses the Amazing You Sale-a-bration stamp set, which I used on card 1 and also on card 3. And it's a really easy but beautiful card to put together. So I'm going to show you how it's done. Members of my virtual stamp club receive all the pre-cut card supplies. So for this card, we have a powder pink card base, and this measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 when folded. Then we have a piece of Berry Bliss, and this measures 4 by 5 1/4. I'm just going to go and put this right onto my card base. Okay, gonna set that aside. And then I have my Whisper White cardstock, and this measures 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, I'm just taking my embossing buddy and going all over my Whisper White piece so that I don't get embossing powder where I don't want it. I'm taking my Celebrate stamp and inking it into my first mark and then into my Berry Bliss, and I'm going to stamp that right in the middle. And I'm doing this because I want to emboss this in clear. So now I'm just going to give this stamp a little white, take off some of that Berry Bliss, stamping it back into my first mark and back into my Berry Bliss. And I'm going to go in the top corner. Now I'm just repeating that process and going in the bottom corner. Okay. So I'm taking my clear embossing powder and I'm just going to sprinkle this all over and then set it with the heat tool, and then those words will be embossed. Those are nicely embossed. Now it's time to move on to the flower stamp. So taking my first mark, I'm just going to randomly stamp my flower. I'm going to do once on that top corner and twice down in this corner. I'm just also stamping just a little bit of those leaves to fill in that corner. Alright, this time, instead of using the clear, I am using the white embossing powder. Sprinkle that on. I must tell you, we've rescued a couple of kittens. There's a lot of cats and kittens in our backwoods, unfortunately. And through the SPCA, we're fostering some of these kittens. And there's 2 little sisters up in our spare room playing, and it sounds like there's an elephant up there. Can't believe you can't hear it, but boy, they're loud. Okay, now I have my white embossed powder. I'm going to set it with the heat tool. Okay, these are embossed. You can tell it's all shiny. Now I'm taking my powder pink ink and a sponge, inking it up. You can use sponge daubers if you have a sponge dauber. And I'm just adding the powder pink into the corners where those flowers are. It's always fun to watch the embossed images pop through the ink. Okay, going into this corner. I think I'm going to actually re-ink my ink pad here. Just add a little bit more, just to make the ink a little bit darker. This ink pad's drying out just a tiny bit. Okay, it's going to be a lot more ink now. Oh yes. That's why it's always good to have our re-inkers handy. If you don't buy re-inkers with your ink pads, I recommend that you do. There, you can see the difference from where I re-inked it. Big difference. All right, let's redo this corner here. There we go. Now I'm taking some paper towel and I'm just wiping off any excess ink that's sitting on top of those embossed lines. So now I'm just squeezing my ink pad so that I can get a puddle of ink on the lid. And I'm taking my aqua painter because I want to color in those flowers. Going right on top of that powder pink ink. This is so relaxing. I don't know how anyone can ever get tired of stamping. It's just so much fun and so rewarding to create something and give it to somebody you care about. It's definitely a win. Isn't that beautiful? I actually want to go in and add some more color, and I'm just kind of drawing right on the lines of the flower and going along the top. Next is my old olive. My gosh, I love this color. And I'm doing the old olive right, I'm going right on top of these leaves. Because basically I just want to get some of that green around them as an outline. And you can see how it's sitting on top of that embossed bit, and we're going to wipe that off. But I'm just going to do them all at once. Now I'm doing the same thing with the lemon lime twist, and I'm just going over top of this bit. Taking my paper towel, and you can see that this just wipes right off of the embossed lines. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to put that on our card now. So to finish the card, I'm taking some of our enamel glitter dots, which I love these, and I'm just picking them up and putting them right in the center. I'm going to grab a couple light ones too. And there's my finished card. So these are beautiful cards, simple to make and really fun. So I hope you give it a try. Thanks for watching. Happy stamping!